Good morning. Welcome to Viking Preparedness. I am Pastor Joe Fox. Welcome to Shofar Mountain. It is a beautiful fallish kind of day. It rained all day yesterday. We weren't here. We were doing Shabbat with some other people. And today, though, the skies are just blue. It's a little crispy. I've got a sweatshirt on. My wife and I got up, and it's quiet. Man, there's like no cicadas. You know, you've been hearing those cicadas in my videos. You don't hear those. Of course, as soon as I say it's quiet, there's a jet flying over. But I wanted to talk to you about a couple things we do that make life easier here on the mountain. One of those things is this phone. How do I keep this phone charged up, and in contact with y'all? I shoot my videos on it. I wish I could pull it out and show it to you. I don't have a mirror in here. But it's just an iPhone. I shoot my videos on it. I upload them right to YouTube. And I simply just plug it into my old truck, and it charges up while it's just sitting there. And, we have to make sure we start the truck every now and then, which isn't a problem because it's our work truck, to keep the battery fresh in the truck. But the amount of juice that this thing sucks off of the truck battery is nothing. And so that's one thing we do is we charge our phones, which I have email access on my phone. I can do limited surfing of the internet. I can't really watch videos on my phone just because I don't have the data plan that supports that. But so that's one thing we do. We charge up this cool little device, and that allows me to check the news and check in on people, answer short emails, because you have to on the phone as opposed to clicky on a typewriter. I've showed you our refrigerator before. People sent me a lot of questions and asked me about this fridge and said, hey, how long does that bottle of gas last in that fridge? And the answer is about 10 days. And that's 10 days when it's been really hot in here. Perhaps it'll last longer once winter comes and it gets colder in here. And I started figuring out a bottle of propane is about $20. And so if it's 10 days, that's $60 a month to keep that refrigerator going. We don't have electricity, but we've got this fridge. Man, that's still pretty high. And right now I'm blessed that I can afford that. But it's got me thinking. It certainly does have me thinking. I read an article on the internet, or it may have been one of you. It actually may have been one of you sending me a comment saying, instead of doing this, propane fridge, go ahead and just spend the money on solar and hook it up to a regular fridge freezer. And I may do that. We're blessed here at Shofar Mountain. We have saints who live on the land, saints who don't live on the land but live close by. And we have some that have electricity, and they're only about a 15-minute walk from here. And we have a full-size freezer at their house that we're letting them use half, and then we use half of that freezer as a trade-off. And so that's helping us. Something else that helps us is this structure, and we've shown you this before. This is our temporary kitchen, gathering hall, dining facility, meeting place. Hello, Sister Kate.
Hello.
We built this out of those, you see them for sale on the side of the road, the carports. Usually they're like $5.95 or $7.95 or something like that. And this is basically two 18 feet wide by 20 foot long carports put together on a base that you saw a video on how Pastor Dow and the Saints from Straightway came up and built this for us and paid for the deck that it's on. And we're very appreciative of that. But then we had a brother put in walls and windows. Another brother did most of the window work. And so that lets light and air in here. And it gives us a place to go when the weather outside is frightful. So it's okay. Once it starts getting cold, this roof right here, it doesn't hold any heat in. And so it gets cold in here. And when it's really hot, it lets all the heat in. And so it gets like a little oven in here. We could insulate it, but that's money that I wouldn't then be able to spend on a house. We put one of these in. Just a little air vent, and it did a little better. And I may put another vent in, but it's hours of a day, right? It's hours I'm doing that versus doing something else. We bought this. We just ate breakfast, so it's a little messy. We bought this stove right here from Cabela's. It's a propane 3-burner stove. There's the propane bottle. It's made in China. And that's a problem. I would actually be happy to spend twice as much to get a better stove because this thing is finicky. And every now and then, let's see if I can get this on here. fire comes out of here, this part. And it's not normally a good idea to have your propane bottle in the kitchen. It'd be better to remote it out, but when that fire starts squirting out of this thing in all funny places, we reach down and shut off the propane bottle. It allows us to kill it instantly, which works. So propane helps us, and we are spending money on propane here, and that's the price we pay for not having a bill, an electric bill, for being off the grid. And right now I'm able to pay that, and I'm willing to pay that. We spent a couple months out here without propane, well, without a lot of propane. We did a lot of our cooking on fires, campfires and stuff like that. And then we did do some cooking in our trailers on propane, the little trailer propane stoves in there. But, you know, just things for you to think about. Maybe you want to build yourself a small cabin out in the woods and start transitioning out of society. You know, maybe you don't have to make the whole move at once, but you just want to build a little something, something. Maybe you could do some construction like this. Maybe you could build a Home Depot style shed. Use some propane, you know, to heat. We heated with little buddy heaters last winter. You know, we're using it for refrigeration and cooking. You could pack it in. You know, you could easily carry a 20-pound propane bottle into the backwoods if that's what you wanted to do. There's plenty of people who live without propane at all. They're just using wood, pure wood. And so you can do that. But the thing is, you can do it. We don't have a TV. We don't miss it. We don't have radios. Actually, we have radios. We never turn them on. We have battery-powered radios, and we never turn them on. I guess if there was a crisis happening, we'd turn our radios on. But, I mean, right now, listen. That's what you hear, right? We hear birds outside, and Sister Kate cleaning up from breakfast. So, hey, just a little thing. You can do it. You know, you can do it yourself. How much you want to do of it, how deep you want to go, that's entirely up to you. But the freedom you get is kind of directly related to how much you disconnect from those things that you think you need. Something to think about. I'm happy for your comments on that. I'll see you out there.